So I just finished God Eater 3 and I'm really wanting to talk about it. Some of the stuff might be in spoiler territory, but I'll try not to spoil anything too major. As I mentioned in the previous video, the gameplay's improved, the controls are better, quality of life out the ass. It is a great game gameplay-wise. But I do have some complaints that kind of stop the game from being the best in the series, beginning with the fact that this is the base game. And the first two have had so many DLC and improvements over the years, and it all comes packaged with God Eater 2 Rage Burst, where you get the first two games and everything that comes with them. So you kind of get the full experience on the first two. On this one, it's the new one, and it just feels short, in a way. The new origami are great and all, but at the end of the day, there just weren't enough. We're missing some of the older origami, which makes some sense lore-wise, like the final bosses and things like that, but we don't have Ouroboros. I mean, come on, right? How can you not have Ouroboros? Then again, he would be demolished by all of the new mechanics, so that's okay. He doesn't really need to be here. Then there's also a few scions. I think there's two. And yeah, they come from God Eater 2, but you just assume that Lava Puppy can just call origami to him because game, not because it's explained to you because of whatever, lore. Which is okay, but why even have scions if you're not gonna, do anything to explain what it is that they actually do? I'm pretty sure that it's in the database, but again, it's not even a big deal. They're just kind of there. Then we have the story, which is the thing that I have the biggest problem with. I feel like everything is rushed. They're just constantly wanting to move forward, and they're introducing way too many story elements, and then just resolving them right away, and we don't get enough time to really get attached to anyone or anything, or really get too invested with what's going on. I mean, the main goal of just having to survive is present throughout the game, and you do kind of feel it in a way. But it feels that it's more from the sidelines, and everything's okay with your crew, which it kind of doesn't really have like any sense of urgency. At the start of the game, when you're in the prison, I thought that was like one of the coolest scene in the ever in the entire of the series. Like, oh, you're in a prison, the thing comes up when you're going on a mission and it says, oh, unlocked, and then you're treated like dogs, and you just gotta fight these origami for us. That's when I felt like there was a lot of weight on me, like right at the beginning of the game. And then it just kind of, that's it. You left the prison. Didn't really feel satisfied about it or anything. Once we're out of the prison, it's okay for the most part, but then when we start introducing new characters, like when Lulu comes along, I don't feel like we really get it. She's like a safe character in a way. She doesn't really do much besides be cute, I guess. It's not a character trait. I feel like she could have been a bit more of, I'm sorry to say this, but she should have been a bitch. Like she should have gotten better over time, as spending time with with the rest of the people. Maybe you have like a one-on-one with her where she's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a bad person to these guys who are legitimately trying to help me out, and I should coexist, which happens too fast. Like, I feel like it was only 2 or 3 days, and then suddenly she's like, oh, you know what, yeah, I'm cool with everybody. Like, it just happened too fast, just like everything else. Her home port Baron is, they basically put God Eaters to fight against each other, and then like the strongest one survives, and that's how they like. She comes from such a broken place where they just use people like tools, like basically everywhere else, and it doesn't show. And we don't really know much about Baron, even though they're supposed to be like the lead in age technology, which is adaptive god eaters. For anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, and they're basically the new breed of god eaters. And since they're able to basically use them like guinea pigs, Port Baron has all the advanced technology, and I just don't know how to, like, we don't see them ever. It doesn't happen. You don't actually. We don't really learn much about what they're doing or why, and I just want to know how come, right? Then you see one of the big heads that kind of basically threw her off into the wind, and her master or sensei or whatever, and she does have a bit of a confrontation with her former sensei or whatever you want to call him, right? And it's all about, oh, are you still with us or whatever, and then I honestly forgot what they were talking about because, again, she goes to confront them at the end of her little story arc, and she kind of fights them. And then that's it. That's the end of that. It just kind of came and went. There wasn't much development. I didn't feel like it mattered at all. You can just completely remove Lulu, and that scene from the game, nothing would change. It would still be the same. What else do we have? It's just so much. Zeke's brother, younger brother, he's just there. Like, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna go and save you, or he doesn't really show up or anything. I mean, we kind of do, but it doesn't matter. He might as well not be there. That's just how I feel about most of the characters. They might as well not be there because they don't really add anything to the story. Like I said, Theme is the character that gets the most development and the one that you actually care about, and actually kind of kept me going. Even her, though, towards the end of the game, having a happy ending is good. Alright, I'm not going to complain about a happy ending, but I feel like it was just so safe. There wasn't much tension. And then the game just kind of ended. And that was it. Like, I enjoyed it, but alright. Now that the house is getting very noisy because people don't know how to just not be loud as hell, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. And thank you all for listening and watching. Subscribe to me, etc. We'll see you guys later.